have to sell yourself? Did you ever cross the line to where it's too much of what, this is what I've done, blah, 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 here. Does it ever come across as too much?
What do you think?
I think it's important that you come across as confident in what you're saying. I think there's ways that you could go about saying those things as to not sound cocky, like, oh, I'm awesome. I am the coolest person in the world. You know, you can't say those things, but I don't know if there's a point, it's just in the way that you say those things. You obviously want to sell yourself and be confident in yourself. And it will come across when you're talking about it as being confident or just cocky about it. What do you think?
Yeah, there's a fine line there, and it's important that you do come across confident. It's very important that you sell yourself. I mean, because right now, in an interview, you're the commodity. You're trying to say, buy me. I'm the guy you want to take this job. Of all the candidates you have out there, I'm the guy. And let me tell you why. Now, you want to stay away from, I'm the bomb, and I'm going to be the best, director of the program ever. And they're like, okay, what do you know?
Yeah.
Come on. And I think the vast majority of us know where that line is. It's pretty common sense. So as far as being intimidating, no, I want someone to come across. I want someone to be upfront and tell me why they're good. Don't pretend like you're all that and a bag of chips, right?
Yeah.
Does that help at all? I mean, there's not a line I can explain to you, draw in the sand. And you got to read the person you're interviewing with. What are some of the clues there?
Well, how do you know the person that's interviewing you? Like, how do they know, per se, that you're going to interview them? And you, like, how can I research if I don't know if you're going to interview me?
Okay, well, that's a good question. You can call ahead. Who am I going to be interviewing with?
Can we do that, though?
Yeah,
I mean, doesn't that seem like you're...
Go away.
I don't know.
Well,
Go away.
hey, I want to get ready for my interview. Can you tell me who I'm going to be interviewing with? And maybe they tell you, maybe they don't. But you can still do all kinds of research. Now, once you're sitting down with that person and you're talking to them, what's one way you can tell?
Body language.
Body language. If someone's sitting across from you and they're doing this, what's that mean?
I'm not interested.
They're not feeling you. If someone's got their hands behind their head, it means they're checking out. If they lean back in their chair, you lost them. If someone's sitting up in there, and the same thing for you, by the way.
Yes.
When I'm interviewing you, if you're sitting back and just kind of chilling, that's not a good sign. That tells me you could care less. I see that, and I'm going to start speeding this up and get done with this. I'm sorry?
What should you do with your hands?
Use your hands to speak. You want to be animated. Now, don't go crazy. But I mean, you want to emphasize. You want to be natural and those kind of things. You don't want to keep your hands in the pocket and be a stone. What are some other examples? Slouching, bad posture. Something just kind of. I've had people sit and just kind of, hey.
Yeah.
You kidding me?
Yeah.
There's time and place for that. I'm a casual guy, but this is not that time or place. Not during an interview. You want to sit up. You want to sit up on the edge of your chair, lean forward. Keep an open body posture. So, that's the question. How can you tell? By watching their body language. You want to mimic people. If someone's sitting there with their hands on the table, you kind of want to do that. I'm serious. People that, if you talk to people that study body language, that's what they'll tell you. You kind of want to mimic the person across from you. So as you go in and you are sitting down and talking to them, if they're kind of more casual, then you can be a little more casual. If they're sitting up tight and they've got a stick up their butt, you better.
And you better put that up there.
Let's scratch that. Let's try again, right? So read the person, okay? And there's all kinds of books. You can go online and read on all that kind of stuff. As far as that, and that's a great skill set to have. Whether it's interviewing, whether it's sales, whether it's trying to convince your professor on why he should give you a curve, whether I'm trying to convince my wife that she should let me go drink beer with the guys, whatever. So body language is a great way to get nonverbal communication. It's huge.
I would think that, I guess calling in, and asking who's going to be interviewing me, couldn't that come off as, weird? Yeah, oh, I have to prepare. Shouldn't it just also come naturally to you also? I mean, it is something that you're trying to, you're applying for a job. It's as if, if you have to prepare so much that, maybe you're just not right for the job in the first place then. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I can see your point.
Is that a consideration?
If someone were to call me and say, hey, Roddy, I'm really looking forward to my interview. I want to make sure I do my homework. I know what I'm talking about. Can you tell me who I'll be interviewing with? Are you comfortable sharing that with me? I might say, yeah, Laura's going to be the person. Yeah, wonderful. What's her background? If you're comfortable doing it, that's okay, in my book. You're hesitant, I see. Body language. And so you got to go with what you're comfortable with. There's not a one-size-fits-all. There's not a right or wrong. There's not a checklist I can give you. If you're comfortable doing that, do it.
In your experience, like, I understand that you're saying that you'd be...
We'll get you in a second.
Sorry. In your experience, I understand that you said that you'd be okay with answering that question.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever come across maybe someone from a different company or a sister company that has had that situation happen to them and they were just like, oh my God, what were they thinking?
No.
No.
I'm not. And again, there's not a one-size-fits-all. It's not going to, there will be companies and people go, I'm not comfortable sharing that. You say, okay, I just thought I'd ask. I want someone to be aggressive. I want someone to take the lead. You as a candidate, I want you to be hungry and eager for this position. When someone does those kind of things, shows up and says, hey, can I go and visit with someone prior to my interview? I go, yeah, that's awesome. That tells me they're serious. Someone just shows up, hasn't done any homework, hasn't asked any questions. What are you thinking? You're interviewing, what do you think? Yeah, they're going through the motions. They're looking for JOB. I'm not offering JOBs. I'm looking for someone who wants a career. I'm serious. If someone comes in and there's kind of, hey man, can I get a job? No. I'm not giving out jobs. I want someone who wants a career, who's eager, who's excited, who has done their homework, who is serious about this, is not just checking off a list. And, okay, I want to interview. I get my credit.
And honestly, on this side of it, if we hear that you called and you were asking about it, it kind of shows more initiative on our side for you, because we could be interviewing so many people, but this one person, he called ahead. He was looking for information. It's going to set you aside from the others as well. And I know from your position, because I wasn't there not long ago, and it seems weird and awkward to call up there, but from this side, it's really not. It shows initiative.
It shows a lot of initiative and someone who's serious. So, do with it what you will. If you're comfortable and you build it, you're talking to someone and they seem pretty easygoing, throw it out there. Hey, if it's not an issue, I'd love to know who I'll be interviewing with. If you're comfortable sharing that. If not, I'm fine with it. Depends how you phrase it, I want to make sure I do my homework. I want to make sure I'm prepared. Are you okay with telling me who I'll be interviewing with? No, I'm not really comfortable. Okay, well, thanks anyway. And what's the worst they can say? And if,
I don't know. don't come in for the interview.
Do you really want to work there if that's the case? Yeah. So, what else? We got some new folks in the back. Welcome. Put you on the spot.